we had been dating for about 4 years, and
living together for 3.
Living together for 3. And 4 years there is key because although we had bandied about the notion of going a step further in our relationship, we had not made any commitments, and or maybe I should say I had not made any commitments. And so much like a lot of my life is takes place on a longer timeline, and takes a while for things sometimes to projects to come to fruition. Things had dragged on to the point that I think Kelly thought that she would never hear me ask the question of should we get married.
Yeah, I gave up. I just gave up, and I figured I loved him enough that I'd live with him anyway. It didn't matter. So I was pretty okay with that. I really was. And but we, it was summer, and we did stuff together. And Perry had suggested we have a date night, which we did from time to time. And we liked doing stuff on the waterfront. And he suggested that we go for a ferry ride and bring a little picnic with wine and cheese, and it would be kind of romantic, and we could watch the sunset. So I thought, okay, that sounds kind of fun. Let's do that.
Ferry at sunsets.
It's pretty nice.
It's really nice visually.
Normally we would bike or rollerblade or, be more active on the waterfront. So this was a little different. So I picked him up at work, and I thought it was a little strange that he had this huge bunch of balloons. And then I thought, oh, he wants to look like the people on the little ferry directional signs because there's somebody holding a little bouquet of balloons. And I thought, oh man, this is silly. He says something
corny.
so totally corny and Perry. So I kind of just went with that, and we had to stuff this huge bouquet of balloons in the back of a teeny tiny red Toyota. So drove down to the ferry, and I had a big purse, so I packed in some little bottles of wine and some cheese and some bread and some grapes.
I gave you all the, I think I had gotten this stuff, but those like little Nippers Infidel bottles of wine or something like that. Partly because we didn't know
whether you could bring it on.
Yeah, how they'd be received on the ferry. So whether what we were doing, we would have to sneak it on, or whether this was condoned behavior. We had grapes and a baguette and feta cheese and some other odds and ends. And
the big frickin' bouquet of balloons.
Balloons, because... nothing says fun like balloons.
I know. I thought it was a joke. It's like, let's just have them. No, we're bringing the balloons. So I just, Perry, we're bringing the balloons on the ferry. They're going to blow all over the place. And he goes, just humor me. We'll just do this. And I said, okay, fine. So we brought the balloons, and they were, of course, like a total pain. And so we tethered them to...
I'm trying to think, too. Did this unfold on the way? Because we took the ferry across, and then we were going to take it back. So that was the other thing.
We got a late ferry. The sun was starting to go down, I think, on our way across, because it was dark coming back. Okay, I do remember that. August 6th. This is an important date. So we tethered the balloons to the railing of the ferry so we could sit down and eat, because I was freezing.
Well, no, we ate inside.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. All right. Okay. Now, I was pretty sure that we were in at where there were tables and things like that. But then after we had finished eating, still on the way across, I said, let's go up on the deck and look at the sunset and get some fresh air and walk around a little bit. And brought the balloons up, and the wind was whipping. And this, all
over the place.
This was like in my, of course. This whole thing is my scheme, my plan, and this is the first wrinkle in my plan, is that I hadn't expected the
wind
to be quite that good. So I had to not only tie these down to the railing, but really lash them to the railing so that they wouldn't blow away while we were just sitting there together.
So we had a romantic little toast, and I remember us being on the outside of the boat, but anyway, we had our little toast, and then the sun was setting, and so Perry said, let's go make a wish. And I said, okay, that sounds kind of fun. And he goes, well, let's get the balloons. And I said, what do you mean get the balloons? And he goes, well, I'm thinking we can, make a wish and let the balloons go. And wrinkle number 2, I went, no fucking way are we going to let the balloons go. That is just pollution. They'll just go up, they'll pop, they'll fall in the lake and some poor duck or fish will eat them. No. And the look on his face was like so stricken. And I thought, this is so bizarre.
I had never anticipated that Kelly's environmental consciousness would trump any notion of romanticism. So this was like, well, what do I do? So then the negotiation began.
Yes.
All right, we won't release the whole bunch, but can we release one balloon? And so I was able to...
talked me into that. And it had to be the red balloon because we'd seen that old French movie, The Red Balloon. So then it took forever to extricate
and then they were,
red balloon because they were knotted up.
It was
knotted.
the worst, knot conflagration of balloon lines, and there's no way to tell which balloon went to which knot.
I don't know how long that took, but the romantic moment was passing.
Well,
I was getting really
not just
frustrated.
that. People on the deck below us at the cars noticed this going on, and they started chiming in saying, "You shouldn't release those. They'll come down and a fish will eat them or a bird will eat them and they'll die." And so everybody was against me releasing these balloons. So this was a huge wrinkle in my.
So we got
plan.
the red balloon and we had to sneak around to another side so nobody would see us release it. I was so pissed at that point. Just like, can we just get this over with? This is such a harebrained scheme of yours. I can't believe I'm going along with this. So he goes, "No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, okay." And just being really sweet and hugging me and kissing me. And he goes, "Okay, now close your eyes." I said, "Okay." Got my eyes closed. And he said, "On the count of 3, we're going to release them." So I said, "Okay." So 1, 2, and then we said 3 and let it go. And then I saw the balloon go up. And then he pulled out this little ring case and said, "Kelly Jane Thomas, will you marry me?" Totally flabbergasted. I don't know why I didn't see this coming. Doesn't it sound like a proposal thing? But I had not seen it coming. So I laughed and said yes.